Hey, so here's a little bonus episode that I'm rolling out. It is going to be titled How to Create Life-Changing Relationships with Anyone, Even Your Heroes. This is really something that I don't think a lot of people talk about that much. We think about it a lot, but we don't really talk about it because the secret of getting others to help you, because the thing is, there is really a secret, but I think some people are afraid. But the thing is, people want to help you. And for no other reason. Not because they were manipulated to help you, and not because they feel compelled to, but because people actually love helping each other. There are two types of relationships, though. There's a transactional and a transformational. A transactional relationship are economic and functional. They're based on exchange of money, goods, or some type of service. And they're very, very clear. And when the point no longer makes sense or has been fulfilled, the relationship usually ends. And transactional relationships are important, though, because they're how you got the groceries in your fridge, the place you live, the clothes you wear. The most of the things that you enjoy in life are usually because of transactional relationships. However, when it comes to creating deepest and most important connections, transactional mentalities don't really work. The problem is, most people are transactional in their relationships. I mean, it's by nature though, because transactional relationships are about getting the most you possibly can in exchange for as little as possible on your part. They're all about you and what you can do and what you can get, not about what you can give. And although it seems brutally obvious, this isn't how you develop powerful relationships with anyone. And that's why this episode is so important. It's because, well, the problem is, most people are transactional in their relationships. By very nature, transactional relationships are about getting the most you possibly can in exchange for as little as possible, as I said earlier. And although it seems brutally obvious, this isn't how you get that powerful, long-lasting relationship. Let alone relationships are the key collaborators, or rather, the keys to creating a mentor that you really look up to. Someone that can possibly take you to the next level, help you grow 100 times or more. So this is where we step into what I call the transformational relationship. So with this transformational relationship, by the very nature, are relationships that can change your life. They're about advancing other people's goals in a sort of synergistic and win-win way. Because clearly, you could go and do far more together with somebody than you can alone. That's why this is so important to me to talk about it with you, is I've seen the immense amount of transformation I've made. Your relationship, though, isn't transformational if it doesn't change you. If you're not getting better, and if there aren't generous gifts given without compulsion, that's when this transformational relationship can kind of fall hayward. Your relationship isn't transformational if you're not creating a bigger pie, both for the relationship and all involved. It's doing things that are kind of just out of the blue. It's messaging that person just when you don't need anything. When you just say, hey, thinking about you. Or when you just say, hey, I hope you have a great weekend or a great week. This is a habit you should probably check and start doing more often. If you're looking into sociology at all, a relational perspective, relations between entities are ontologically more fundamental than the entities themselves. Hey friends, so let me ask you real quick. Are you someone who's trying to get more visibility? Who's trying to be in front of the crowd? Well, if that's you, I want to let you know that first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, if you want to get on more podcasts, or ones that actually scratch your own itch, meaning maybe you have a book, or a business, or maybe you do speaking, or if you don't yet do speaking, maybe you can, and maybe you'd love to. Well, I put something together for you, and in this little giveaway, I'm going to show you how to pitch yourself or podcasts and how to actually be professional when you show up so you can be the next authority in your niche, so you can start scratching your own itch. I know what it's like to build something, create something, and then there just be crickets. No one wants that. You need to be seen. You need to be heard because you have a message to share, a message that is worthy of hearing. Podcasts nowadays, more than ever, are being consumed by people. And guess who's actually learning the knowledge that's being shared? It's podcast listeners. It gives you a license to be an authority in whatever area you really dream of being an authority in. So if this at all starts to give you a little itch to scratch, just email Logan at LoganTylerNelson.com. Again, that's Logan at LoganTylerNelson.com. Sadly, most Western thinkers believe things in and of themselves are the reality, which is why we are in such isolated culture at this time. When relationships are the reality, you prize people far more deeply. You value the deep meaning you get from the relationship. You're far more intimate, honest, and caring. You're far more likely to express gratitude and to share your voice and to stand up for those you love, because the relationship is everything. It's not something you just cast aside. It's not merely a means to an end. Do you view your people as objects or people? If objects, the relationship is a transaction, a means to an end, not the reality. If you view people as people, then the relationship is the reality, the end. And in such a case, true transformation can actually occur. So, I hope all this is making sense to you, because honestly, it's the dichotomy of the transactional and the transformational relationship that's going to really make a huge impact in your life. And honestly, sitting down, the heroes that you really look up to, I want you to think big, real big, and just asking them for a cup of coffee. Unfortunately, it doesn't work nowadays. If you're at all brave enough to start a podcast, or maybe start getting on podcasts and then reaching out and emailing, those people that have come into your life and made a true change and transformation, I prod you to go and reach out to them. I know you can. It doesn't take more than a couple seconds. Maybe some minutes. Okay, it might take some minutes. But the thing is, many relationships start as transactions. For example, if I hired a person named Joel to help me with my communication skills, but that relationship stopped being transactional, well, then we would end up starting to maybe, hang out afterwards, and that would turn into a transformational relationship. So to sum it all up, I hope that makes sense. It's the deep connections that we have with each other that make a life worth living. So, to sum it all up, this is what I want to say to you. Do you have someone you could call at 2 a.m. if you're in trouble? Who do you have that you could call at 2 a.m. if you're in an emergency? That's a good way of measuring the quality of your relationships. And this is something not everyone can say yes to. And that's exactly why this is something that we think about a lot but don't ever talk about. Because it is hard to talk about. Because some of us don't have that. And that's why you can't just start a podcast and then have these relationships with these guests of yours, if you have one, or if you're wanting to start a podcast, and just let them go. You gotta keep them tight. You gotta let them know that you're always around. You're always there for them. That's always gotta be the itch that you gotta scratch. So, if you found out that any of this was helpful for you, please hit that subscribe button. I am going to start rolling out episodes like this more often. Just these small little bonus episodes. Because as much as I love doing interviews, I think you deserve more. So, don't ever forget though, you matter and you're enough. You just gotta start doing the things that you're afraid to do. And that's kind of the price that we pay to be amazing in life. Doing the things that we're scared to talk about. Things that we need to do. And don't think you're alone in this, because I'm with you. If you want to reach out to me and just drop a hello, that would be great. You can reach me, Logan, at LoganTylerNelson.com. Please do. I'd love to get in a conversation with you and start a community. So I want to ask you, can you take some time out of your day and simply just look at the heroes, the people that are influencing you, and just dream for a little bit about taking that person that's influenced you and turning them into a hero of yours. Not just a hero, but hopefully a true friend. Someone that you can call at 2 a.m. in the morning when there's an emergency, and they'll be there for you. Because if they did the same, if they called you at 2 a.m., you'd be there for them. So I want you to think and muse about this. And until then, go out there and scratch your own itch.